Good day. We are from the group number 9 and I am Anne-Marie Beretta, the project manager of the team.
And I am Crishudia Maligado, the documenter.
And I am Mark Anthony Vinigas, the programmer of the group.
And we are going to have a short demo about our system, which is the Municipality COVID Vaccination Monitoring System. So our system aims to provide the following objectives. First is to ensure residents' vaccination of a specific municipality to be monitored to reduce the spread rate of COVID dropouts. Second is our system aims to automate the process to handle transactions of the vaccination. And third is to secure the importance and necessary records and documentations are set up for use study, sickness surveillance, and immunization viability for vaccine effectiveness studies by creating a reliable database. And lastly, is our system aims to generate reliable information and accurate monitoring of the vaccination. Scope and limitation. So for the scope of our system as a whole, it will provide efficient and effective monitoring of the residents' vaccination of a specific municipality and reliable information about the latter. This will cover up the whole first and second dose vaccination process. For the limitation, this system is only designed for storing and gathering of residents' data for the monitoring of the vaccination of a specific municipality and is limited for the use of authorized persons only, for this carries important information. The booster shot vaccination process is not included. And now, I will let Ms. Alegado and Mr. Viniagas show you how the admin side of the system works.
This is the login phase for both the admin and client account. First, let's try to log in the admin account. The username is not case sensitive. Whether you can use the uppercase or lowercase, it doesn't matter as long as the spelling is correct. But for the password, it should be exactly as it is. Also, we have here the checkbox to check the password or to show the password and check if we entered the password correctly. After that, we can now click the login button. So here on the admin dashboard displays the total number of the residents of a municipality, the total number of vaccine that is available, the total number of the residents that has done with the first dose as well as the second dose. And also, different graphs that were categorized as the gender graph, which counts the percentage of male and female residents of the municipality. A vaccination graph that counts the number as well as the corresponding percentage of the vaccinated and the unvaccinated residents. And also the dose graph that counts the number as well as the corresponding percentage of doses that a resident had taken. Also, if we scroll down, it displays here the graph that counts the number of vaccinated residents monthly, a combination of the first dose and the second dose, as well as the graph that counts the number of vaccinated residents in a month according to age classification. And here on the left side, located the different data entries that will be discussed by Mark Anthony Viniagas, our system programmer.
In the Import Resident Data phase, admin can import resident data by clicking the button Import Resident and choose File, for example, Import Resident Excel, and save changes. In our case, we are already imported 50 example of resident, and now you can see 50 residents in the data table. In the default setting, it shows the resident list by 1 to 10 out of 50 resident entries. You can view another set of data entries by clicking the next button and show the another set of resident list and so on. There is another way to show the resident list by adjusting the amount of resident show entries on the data table by clicking the upper and lower icon and set the value you want to show on the data table. For example, 10, 25, 50, and 100. And if admin want to show a single or specific resident, there is a search bar to search the name of resident. For example, Glenn Silva, and show the information of Glenn Silva in the data table. The next phase is in the entry is nurse list. Admin can add nurse by clicking the button Add Nurse. For example, nurse name, Liz Venezo, hospital assigned, Riverside Hospital. And admin can update the nurse have a typo by entering the name or hospital assigned. For example, Liz Venezo changed to Liz Venezor and save changes. There is a search bar to search the name of the nurses you want to show. For example, Anne-Marie, and it shows the information of Anne-Marie in the data table. Third phase is in the entry is vaccine list. In the vaccine list, show the name of vaccine and status if available or not. Admin can add vaccine by clicking the Add Vaccine. For example, vaccine name, brand Y, save changes. There is a search bar to search the name of vaccine you want to show. For example, brand Y, and it shows the information of brand Y in the data table. And admin can update the vaccine have a typo by entering the vaccine name and change the status to available or not. For example, vaccine name, brand Y, change to brand X and save changes. And the last phase in the entry is priority code list. In the priority code list, show the description code and status. Admin can add priority code by clicking Add Priority button and enter priority code and save. In the default setting, it shows the priority code list by 1 to 10 entries. You can view another set of by clicking another button if more than 10 priority code. Second data entry is the first dose finish list. In this area, show the resident list who are finished for those have a first dose of vaccination. It shows the resident name, barangay, porok, age, gender, vaccine name, date when they are vaccinated, illness, allergy, medication, BP, pulse rate, and also the second dose date schedule and remarks. In the default setting, it shows the first dose finish list by 1 to 10 entries. You can view another set of entries by clicking the button Next to show another set of resident list and so on. You can view the first dose finish list by 10, 25, 50, and 100 by clicking the upper and lower icon. There is a search bar to search the name of resident and information you want to show. For example, Barangay Zone 2, it shows the resident information under the Barangay Zone 2 in the data table. In the filter query side, you can choose either name, vaccine, barangay, porok, age, or gender. For example, age of 26 to 59. So there are 6 queries entries under that age of 26 to 59, and admin can print the result of the filter or query. The last data entry is the second dose finish list. In this area are the same process on the first dose finish list, but the resident cannot proceed in the second dose if she or he not undergo or finish to the first dose. And admin also can log out.
And now for the client side, we also have the same login phase as to the admin. Let us try to log in one of the added nurse in the admin as the client. So let's say for example, I will log in as Anne Barreta, the evaluator for the client. And I will input her password. And click login, login. So this will be the look of the dashboard as we log in as client. Here you will see the total number of residents in the pending list of the first evaluation and second evaluation. And also, we can see here the total number of residents who are done with the first dose and the second dose. Also below are the different brands of vaccines and the total number of the specific vaccine that has been injected or used. So let us now proceed to the vaccination process, and let's see if how will the system handle the whole process of the vaccination. So as you can see here, we have here the entry menu and the first evaluation list and second evaluation list. So if the resident will have his or her first dose of vaccination, he or she needs to be evaluated first. So we will click the first evaluation list for his or her first dose. And here you will see the pending list of the residents that are already done with the first evaluation. And to evaluate another resident, we just simply need to click this Add Resident Evaluation button, and this will show a pop-up window about the needed information of the resident for the vaccination. So, as we fill this up, we can scroll it up and down or search for the resident's name here. And note that all the names here are the residents that haven't undergone with the first evaluation yet. So let's say for example, we have Mr. Junil De La Torre as the resident to have his first evaluation. So his vaccine brand will be AstraZeneca. Priority code. The next fields are required to be filled. So let's say for example, his blood pressure is 110/60 as checked by the nurse. And let us now try to save this or save the changes without filling up some required fields and see what will happen. There. You can see we can't save the changes because there are still empty fields. Means all the required fields must not be left empty. So let's fill this up. His pulse rate is 90. For his illness and allergies, we can put the description here, and if none, we just need to put an A. Also for the medication, and let's say for example, let us remark him as done and is diagnosed. And if Mr. Junil was diagnosed with COVID, we can just check this box here, and if not, we can just leave it at A and click the Save Changes button. So let's say for example, he is diagnosed with COVID, and let us save changes. Now you'll see that Mr. Junil De La Torre is now on the list of the residents who are done with the first dose evaluation. So we can sort the list according to resident name, vaccine, illness, and so on into or in descending or ascending order. And for the entries, it will show a minimum of 10 entries, but we can maximize it up to 100 if needed. So we can also use this quick search to search for an information of the residents. After Mr. Junil's evaluation, first evaluation, he will then proceed to the injecting process, where he will be injected for his first dose. So here you will see the list of residents who are already done with the first evaluation and are ready to be injected. We can also maximize entries here, just like to the previous page, and search, and then click inject button. If finish injecting, we just have to click confirm as done. So now you'll see that his name disappeared from the list. as he is done with the first or the injecting process, but it will then appear to the monitoring list. Let us check. If done, we just click finish button and then set for his second dose. Let's say for example, he will be taking his second dose after 2 weeks, and we mark him as done. Then click finish. Again, his name will now disappear to the monitoring list, but it will be seen in the first dose finish list as he finished the whole first vaccination process. Let us search if his name is here. And for his second dose, may I request Miss Alegado to demo the process.
For example, today is schedule of Junil de la Torres' second dose. So let's all the names that can be seen here are the residents that are already done with the first dose vaccination. In order for us to type Junil de la Torres name. After we entered the resident's name, it automatically filled the vaccine name of his first dose. According to the previous evaluation, his priority code is A2, and example, his blood pressure is 120/90. Pulse rate 110. Illness or allergies, NA. Medication, NA. And let's put the remarks as done. Then, according to the previous evaluation, he is diagnosed with COVID. After that, save changes. All the residents that are finished with the evaluation, their information will be visible here. Next will be the injecting process. Same operation as the first dose. Click the inject process for Junil de la Torre. Then confirm. Junil de la Torre's information will be automatically removed here on the second dose list. This information will transfer here on the monitoring list, which will be monitored by the designated nurse. Then after monitored, the nurse will click the finish button. As we can see, there's no need to set the date because he completed the required number of doses in his vaccine. So after that, you put your marks in. Done. Then click the finish button. After that, Junil de la Torre's name will be automatically removed here on the monitoring list and will be added on the second dose finish list. So let's go back to the dashboard. So here in the dashboard, because Junil de la Torre is already done with his doses, first dose and the second dose, an additional data will be added here as a result for the first dose and the second dose. So to log out, we click the profile. Here the client has a choice to change his or her password. Example, let's change Anne-Marie Barreta's password into number 15056. Then save changes. After that, we log out.